Oh, welcome to the glamorous world of reselling. Can't you see here? Where every boot sale that you go to, it's an absolute gold mine. Every charity shop, it hides a Rolex behind those collector's plates. You just need to move the plates. And we are all, every single seller in the UK is only one listing away from early retirement. And, well, that's according to YouTube and all the glamorous antiques, collectibles, and resale sites on British TV at the moment. But let's look at the harsh reality of it. You're really probably more likely to find a more craft than you are a more croft. So let's break down the hype and see what's going on, and then everybody can make their own minds up. So, is it all a performance, a highlight reel, a fantasy economy built on edits, exaggeration, and the occasional miracle find that somehow happens every single week? Because the car boots I've visited are always half empty, they start way too early, and they're pretty bleak. And they always seem to be full of people's junk or the stuff that was too large to be posted on eBay, or basically the everything that they tried to sell or couldn't give away put onto a pasting table and see if anybody wants to take a chance for 20 pence. And now charity shops, that's a whole different arena that we're entering into, the gladiator fighting pit, because it's big business now for charity shops. And all the head offices tell all the stores, tell all the people that take the donations, there's a huge long list of items that they flag that have to get sent back up, they're collected, and they go back to head office because they are now directly competing online on the marketplaces that we're apparently going to make our next fortune from these charity shop finds. But they're already doing it. So unless there is a genuine miracle that someone hasn't picked up, most of the charity shops, especially the big UK wide charity shops, have a hit list that says, flag this item, it comes to head office, and we'll list it on eBay ourselves. So, wow, another Claridge Cliff behind that windmill collector plate again. What are the odds of that? Because nothing says realism like finding a signed Banksy next to a broken toaster in Barnsley. But there's a correction for that, because if you had $60 spare in 2013 New York and you just happened to be in Central Park, you could pick up a genuine Banksy for $60. But the street vendor only sold 8 of them because they all thought they were knockoffs, and it was part of a Banksy stunt in 2013. So if you were one of those lucky 8 people, I think one guy bought 2. They're now between $30,000 and $50,000 each. But I don't think that happens in Barnsley very much. So what's the result of all this? Well, everyone's a reseller now. Everyone's an expert. And it's all inspired by the dream, the chasing the flip. But what happens when thousands flood the market with items that aren't really worth the postage and no one's going to buy them? And they haven't actually looked at the harsh reality of how hard it is to actually be a full-time or even a part-time flipper reseller in the online marketplace today. I'm not talking about just someone who's casually selling a few items and or just clearing out a few things. I'm talking about it's your primary income, or it is a secondary income for your household. The harsh reality of that and what you have to do, and the constant competition, it's a reality check for a lot of people that may think or follow or believe the dream that is being told them right in front of their eyes at the moment. So the platform's grown, the buyers, they're just scrolling past, and the real sellers, and I'm not classing myself as a real seller, I'm saying the ones that know their margins, their audience, their craft. Some of these traders have been doing it for decades, but have never ever had to face the competition of such a mountain of misplaced optimism that's going around the reseller market at this moment in time. And when those dreams are shattered, then these traders will probably pick up the trade again. But how many people are entering this artificial bubble of reselling is the way forward? And how many of them are actually going into this without their eyes wide open? Oh, now let's talk telly. These shows, they're not documentaries. They're entertainment. They're stage deals. They're insider discounts. They're auction houses that play along for the cameras. And now you're thinking, oh, yeah, I'm going to actually, oh, yeah, I'm just making that up. I'm just reading it. I'm not. I'm not going into the specifics, but I'm not. So I'll take that Georgian teapot for £1.50 and a big round of applause when the dealer wanted, I don't know, £70. It doesn't happen. But the harsh reality of it is people walk into shops and they look at these items and they come up with stupid proposals. And I know because I get a phone call from the antique emporium, the holder of where we have our floor space, and will ring me up and say, hi, you got a picture up, it's up for £70, will you do 20? No. I'll give 10%, but people are walking in constantly, and that is feedback that I have received from the couple that run the antique centre, which we have our space in, because we're not only online, we'll also have a physical presence. And if you notice, I don't share details of what we sell or what we buy or what we do or where we are, because that's not what this channel's all about. It is a harsh reality that people walk in to a store that we have to pay rent on, that we have to pay commission on, that we have to source the items, that we have to travel to, that we have to restock, that we have to do all this. And then someone will come in and we have competitively priced something. And because they have watched, I don't know, whatever auction show or buy it now, flog it here, do it, whatever, and something's up for £60, and then they get given it because it's them for 30. That is not reality. You do not get that sort of discount in a shop. But people are expecting that. And I don't know what they're expecting, whether they're expecting to get 75% off or 5 items group for a stupid amount of money that are actually less than the purchase price of them. And then, I don't know, David Dickinson's going to pop up out the back and give them a handshake and a big smile. This is impacting real life people. I know it's impacted us because we have a physical presence as well. So to everyone who's potentially interested, unless you've got money to burn and time to waste, it isn't a game. It's hard work. It's research. It's sourcing stock properly. It's listing. It's packing. And it is absolutely now a game of surviving in a market that's been flooded by fantasy. We're actually seeing an increase exponentially in the amount of stuff that is available that I wouldn't list. I would not list at all. It would be recycled, but it is flooding a marketplace and taking up space that is never going to sell. And that is just a dream that is going to get shattered for someone eventually. And the more people that chase this dream, the harder it gets for those treating it like a business or those that are doing it with some form of realism. And now that noise is drowning out the signal. And the hype, for want of a better word, all the hype is hurting the hustle. It's not benefiting the hustle. It's a thrill for some that's impacting a lifeline for others. So if you're selling online, don't chase the fantasy. Build the reality. That's all I can say, is know your margins, know your market, and know that real wins, they don't come with theme music. Reselling is 98% hard bloody work and yes, 2% luck. It's labour and it's dealing with increasing legislation, the demands and the customers. And if you're still here, you're still listening, you're still learning, like I am, you're not just a seller, you're a survivor in this whole world that's forgotten how hard this reselling business really, really is. So I always like to think that not every find that you're going to pick up is a fortune, but every sale that we make, we've earned it.